Allow me take this opportunity, brethren. I want to talk about the remembrance of the Lord this night. I want to thank God for the far He has taken us. I want to thank God for the far He has taken you. One thing I want us to understand is that when God decides to remember a man, when God decides to uplift a family, when God decides to remember a home and it changes the status and the face of a family, everybody around this place must talk. People will have to question. There are some things that will not go in the way that many people were expecting. I remember of a man in the Bible called Jonathan and David. The friendship that was exhibited between the two was an historic friendship. These two were not from the same family. These two were not from the same home. But the life that they led, how they lived their lives, was assurance that indeed people can stay together, people can work together, people can live to see that their fellows achieve their destinies in life. Remember, Jonathan was the one who was to take the leadership, the kingship from Saul, his father. But he saw it wise to fight for the man David, so that David to be the king, and at long last David became the king of Israel. I want you to understand that when God decides to remember a man, when God decides to remember a family, when God decides to remember a home, when God decides to remember you, there are forces that will arise. There are forces that will fight you. People will be talking ill of you, but Jehovah God will stand to fight for you. Jehovah God will stand to ensure that you accomplish the destiny. He will stand to ensure that that which He created you for as manifested in your life. People cannot forget you. Your family cannot forget you. Your friends can write you off. People might be walking and laughing at you. You can become the laughing stock of your home, a laughing stock of your family, a laughing stock in your school. But when God decides to remember you, when God decides to change your name, when God decides to change your status, I remember of a man in the name of Jacob. Jacob, when he had an encounter with the angel of the Lord, when Jacob met the angel, he told the angel of God that you are my destiny helper. You are in my life because of a reason. God has sent you in my life today so that I may have an encounter with you. And because I have had an encounter with you tonight, my life is not going to remain the same. My destiny is going to remain the same. My things are going to change. I am not going to leave you without you changing my name. I'm not going to leave you without you changing my status. I'm not going to leave you without you blessing me. I am not going to leave you without you changing my name. And indeed, this name changed from Jacob to Israel. Somebody, when God decides to remember you, when God decides to honor you, He will send a man in your life. He will send a woman in your life that will change your life, that will change your status, that will change your name. Names are not changing naturally. Names are changing supernaturally. There is nothing that can happen without a man having an encounter encounter with the God. There is no move that can take place in the life of a man without an encounter. When you encounter God, you have encountered a mighty man in our life. When you have encountered God, remember that there is a destiny that has been remembered. Remember a man when Jonathan had died and his place was like gone. When the day of remembrance came, when the day of remembrance came in his life, David one day as a king, when he sat down and remembered the friendship that existed between him and Jonathan, he went to Ziba and he told Ziba that Ziba, is there a man, is there anyone who has remained in the life and in the lineage of Jonathan, so that I may show mercy, so that I may show him mercy, so that I may show him mercy, because he was my friend. When Ziba heard that David was about to show mercy in the family and in the lineage of Jonathan, he told David that yes, there was a man, yes, there is a man who remained in the lineage of King, or in the lineage of Saul, but he is lame, and he is in Lodebar. When your time for remembrance will come, when your time for your story to change, those whom you think might stand with you, those who you think might accelerate your blessings, those whom you think might accelerate your blessing and your greatness, are the people who will bring excuses. Lodebar, you are far from God in Lodebar. When the time came, David only asked, is there any man who remained in the family? Is there any man who has remained in the lineage of King Saul? Is there any man who has remained in the lineage of Saul? Is there any man who has remained in the lineage of my friend Jonathan, so that I may show mercy to him, so that I may be grateful and show my gratitude to him? But Ziba told King David, yes, there is one man, but he can do nothing. Yes, there is one man, but he is useless. Yes, there is one man, but he is useless, he is lame. And as we speak right now, he is in Lodebar. Yes, there is one man that has remained, but he cannot be of any help. He cannot withhold his status. He is lame. When your time of remembrance will come, people whom you think cannot stand with you are the people who are going to stand to mock you. When the time for Joseph to come from prison came, when the time came for Joseph to come out of the lock, when his time came for his freedom, he told the chief baker that yes, you are going to go out. When you meet with the king, tell him that there is a man in the prison named Joseph. He was put in the prison for nothing. He is a free man. He is not guilty. But the chief baker, when time came, he forgot about him. But when the remembrance came, the Lord remembered Joseph, and he came out of the prison as a prime minister. When the time for remembrance came in the life of Anna, it was nothing not to be laughed at. Anna had been mocked as a childless woman, as a barren woman. But when the time of the remembrance of God came in her life, remember God remembered her with only one child that became a king, one child that became a priest, one child that at the same time became a judge, one child that at the same time became a prophet in the land. When God decides to remember you, your name will change, your status will change, and God will make you a greater man. God will bring greatness greatness that is above human understanding, greatness that is surpassing human knowledge, a greatness that is going to make people honor God. I pray tonight that may God remember you with any situation in your life, whatever it is you are trusting God for. May He remember you tonight. May He remember you today. May He remember you in every aspect of your life. I remember there was a man who for 38 years was at the silo. For 38 years he was at the pool. Let's praying that God remember me. Let's praying that God send a man. God, make my ways. God, open my doors. Open my doors. When time for remembrance come in your life, people may not understand how it is going to be, but it shall be. When Jacob was remembered, when Jabez was remembered, his name changed. He was born in pain. He lived in pain. There is nothing good that he enjoyed in his life. But when God's time for remembrance came in his life, he was remembered. I pray tonight to somebody that may God remember you in every aspect of your life. May God remember you in your home, in your family, in your academics, in every aspect of your life, be it in the financial level, be it in the societal level. May God remember you. I pray that God to release finances in your life. I pray that may God release a breakthrough in your life. I pray that may God release blessings in your life. I pray that Jehovah God to fight for you, Jehovah God to raise you, just as He is raising a man, just as He is raising families, just as He is remembering homes. May He remember you. May He remember your children. May He remember every aspect. May He remember your lineage. For that is our prayer. In Jesus' name